So today we will start with the analysis of rectangular cavity resonators. So yesterday we had a small introduction to the resonators and why there was a need of cavity resonators. So we will take the discussion of waveguide forward. We will consider the same equations. Okay. So we will consider propagation along x axis. So wave is propagating along x direction. So let me make a small cavity, or I will take x in this direction. So this is x, this is y, and this is z. Okay. So I assume, yesterday we saw that a truncated waveguide is a cavity. If I cut a waveguide, it will become a cavity. So I will take a rectangular cavity. So I have say the cavity is looking like this. Okay. So I assume that this distance is d. This distance along y axis is a, and along the z axis is b. Okay. So now I am interested in propagation along x direction for TE mode, TE waves I am interested. Okay. So when my wave is propagating along x axis, I know that Ex should be 0 and Bx should not be equal to 0. Okay, this is the condition for TE mode. Now from Maxwell's equations, I can write down few equations. So if I say that my Bx vector, magnetic field vector, which is function of y and z coordinate, is equal to say Bx e to the power I omega t plus kxx. Okay. This is function of I omega t plus kxx. Then from the curl equation, del cross B is equal to mu 0 epsilon 0 del E by del t. If I take curl of that equation, then I get something like this: del square Bx is equal to minus omega square by c square Bx. बताइए ये ठीक है? Is it okay or not? Okay. Now this del square Bx can be written as del square Bx by del x square plus del square Bx by del y square. I cannot negate the fact that this term would be 0 because I have already written here that Bx is function of y and z. So these terms will definitely be there. Okay. So I have del square Bx by del y square plus del square Bz by del z square is equal to minus omega square by c square into Bx. Okay. Now this del square by del x square is minus kx square. From here it will be, this term would be minus kx square Bx into yz. होगा कि नहीं? यहाँ से देखिए del 2b by del x square, what it would be? Bx yz minus k square del into Bx yz, because it is the x derivative. So I can write this equation as del 2 Bx by del y square plus del 2 b, sorry, this is right, Bx by del z square minus k square dx is equal to minus omega square by c square dx. ठीक है ये? Here I have a kx term. So, when I do del 2b by del x, okay, so then I will have a kxx term. नहीं yz का फंक्शन है, yz का जब आप x के रिस्पेक्ट में डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे, when you are only trying to find out x differentiation with respect to x, you will treat y and z as constant. When you differentiate with y the same function, then you will treat, I mean see there will be some terms here of y and z which is annihilated in this term dx, and those terms we want to find out that how exactly this dx which is a function of yz, we are claiming that this magnetic field vector is function of y and z, okay, but I do not know that what kind of relationship this magnetic field has got with position coordinates y and z. So, our aim in this whole problem is to find that functions of y and z which are annihilated in this term dx. All those terms are in there, okay. So, we will calculate them. So then it is okay, okay. So, I get an equation like this. Is it okay? Now, what I do, this is a second order partial differential equation, okay, which is where I know that dx is a function of y and z. So, I can say that dx yz is equal to yz, some parameters y and z, okay. So, the moment I do this, okay, so this equation becomes, will look like this. Now, I will have equations which will look like this: z del 2 y by dy square, y d2z by dz square plus omega by c whole square minus kx square yz is equal to 0, okay, right. This y and z just show that it is a function y which is only function of y coordinate, and z is another function which is only function of z coordinate, but this dx is a function of is the product of these two functions, okay. So, we get a definite differential equation here, right. So, now I can very easily, if I divide this whole equation by yz, which we did yesterday also, okay. I am doing this equation because there was a question and there was some confusion. So, now if I divide this whole equation by yz, I get a nice looking equation d2y by dy square plus 1 by z d2z by dz square plus omega by c whole square minus kx square is equal to 0, okay. So, now from my knowledge, the knowledge of separation of variables, I can treat this individually equal to a constant, and this also, this second term also individually equal to a constant, okay. And then I can find a solution, okay. I can find solution for this differential equation and this differential equation, and then I can say that my complete solution is product of 2, okay. So, what I will be doing now is, I will write down the solution. I will remove this part because this is not required anymore. So, if I assume that 1 by y, or I will write down here, I will assume that this part is minus ky square and this part is minus kz square. Okay, this part is minus ky square, this part is minus kz square. Then I can straight away write that ky square plus kz square is equal to omega by c whole square minus kx square. Is it okay? Okay. Then I can write that the solution of this equation is a1 cos kyy plus a2 sin kyy. These are standard equation. Okay. So this is the solution of the equation 1 by y d2y by dy square plus ky square is equal to 0. This is the solution of this equation. Similarly, I will have an equation in z, okay, and that will be z is equal to, let us not take b because in this case Bx magnetic field is also B. So let me take A3 cos kz z plus A4 sin kz. Okay. So my magnetic field is, I will write it down here, Bx yz. I wrote down that it is y into z. I wrote it. So I can write that this is equal to a1 cos kyy plus a2 sin kyy into a3 cos kzz plus a4 sin kzz. Okay. So we have actually found the solution. We are almost there. Okay. We know what is exactly the function of y here, which was annihilated in that term bx. What is the function of z? But there is a small problem. We don't know what a1, a2, a3, a4 are. These are some arbitrary constants. Okay. So now our problem is to find these constants which we have introduced. They should have some value in terms of known parameters here. So for finding out these values of a1, a2, a3 and a4, we will use boundary conditions. So there are 4 constants. So definitely I will need 4 boundary conditions. Okay. I will need 4 boundary conditions. So do we have 4 boundary conditions? First let us check. So I know that B is function of y and z. Okay. So I need at least 2 boundary conditions per parameter. Is it right or not? Is it clear? The function Bx, the magnetic field along x axis is function of y and z, right? So at least to get these 4 unknown constants, I need 4 boundary conditions. So let us see here. So along the y axis, I have 2 boundaries. One is y is equal to 0, another one is y is equal to a. Along the z axis, I have again 2 boundary conditions at z is equal to 0 and z is equal to b. Okay, so I have 4 boundary conditions. I can calculate a1, a2, a3 and a4. Okay. So for calculating these a1, a2, a3, a4, I will solve the curl equation which we did for waveguides. हमने del cross E और del cross H को solve करके ये coupled equation निकाली थी. There were around 4 parameters, okay, 5 parameters. So I have taken only EY and EZ, okay, because I know that EX is 0 along the direction of propagation, but I am 100% sure that electric field along y and z direction will not be 0, okay, and I have the expression for Bx. I know what Bx is, okay. So now I am interested in calculating the constants by the electric field, by using the electric field, okay. So we will directly use this equation. I am not going to go into the proof because we have already done this proof, and these are there in your notes also, exactly same equations. So now I will start with the first boundary condition. I will start with the first boundary condition. So, the first boundary condition would be that my Ey, first boundary condition, Ey is 0 at z is equal to 0 and y going y greater than 0 and less than a. Okay, that is for all the values of y ranging from 0 to a at z is equal to 0, Ey should be 0. Is it okay? I know that Ey will vary with y. Okay. Now I want to know that what is the behavior of Ey at the z, first z boundary. I know over the y boundary it should not be 0. Okay. It should not be 0 at the y boundary, because if I make Ey 0 at the y boundary, then I am going to geoparadize the whole mechanism. So I will assume that Ey is 0 at z is equal to the z boundary, where I can vary my y from 0 to a, which is the dimension of the waveguide. Okay. So now I take the expression from there, Ey, and now you see that Ex first term is 0. Ex is 0 for TE mode, because propagation is along x direction. So my Ex is 0. So the first term goes off, there is no first term. So I have now Ey is 0 at z is equal to 0. So I will have 0 is equal to I upon I omega by c square minus kx square. In this case it will be kx, okay, that was general equation, it will be kx square, and I will have del bx by del z, del over del z, and what is bx? The whole thing there written over there, जो हमने solution निकाला है नीचे वहाँ पे जो लिखा हुआ है. Okay, so I have the whole thing, there are two brackets. So now I will differentiate this bx with respect to z. So when I differentiate this bx with respect to z, I can remove this term and my first bracket would come as it is. I will have a1 cos k yy plus a2 sin k yy into a3 cos kzz. So I will have minus kz a3 sin kzz, and then I have cos, so I will have kz a4, I will have cos kzz. Okay. So now I know that my y is varying from 0 to a. Okay. For Ey in this case is not 0. We have assumed that. Okay. From that assumption I can say that a1 and a2 are not equal to 0. a1 and a2 are not equal to 0. Okay. And also if this term is not 0, the y component is not 0, then these two terms should also be not equal to 0, okay, because this is a product term. If any one of these term is 0, the whole thing would go to 0. Now what is this? This is the component of electric field along the y axis, and I say for this particular boundary condition my component of electric field along y axis is not 0. So none of these terms should be 0, none of these terms should be 0, okay. So what I do, a1 a2 not equal to 0, and also cos kyy and sin kyy are not equal to 0. Now at z is equal to 0, this term goes to 0. At z is equal to 0, this term goes to 0, but this term becomes 1. But the whole thing is 0. The whole thing is 0. So we are forced to accept that a4 is equal to 0, isn't it? To make this whole equation 0, we are forced to accept, I mean this is the truth, that a4 is equal to 0. So I will write down here that I will write down the results here. So a4 is equal to 0. Is it okay? So now this was the first boundary condition. So now I have a4 0. So now my bxyz will take a new shape. Now it will have a new expression. So the expression would be something like this. I will write this temporary expression here. It will be bxyz is equal to the first bracket as it is, into minus a3 kzz into cos kzz. So now this expression goes off. Now this is not my bz. Now this is my bz, and first term will have all ay components. a1 and a2 components are still there. Okay. a1 cos plus a2 sin components are still there. So we have calculated the value of one constant. Now I need to calculate the value of the second component, okay, any one of them. So let me take Ez, let me take now Ez at y is equal to 0, okay, where z can vary from 0 to b. ठीक है, this is the second boundary condition. So I would like to tell you that this derivation is not there in your textbooks. Griffiths में भी नहीं है, Ridson Milford में भी नहीं है, ठीक है. So if you want, I can give you offhand notes, but this is based on the derivation from Griffith. जो आपने waveguide का किया था, वो Griffith से था, और उसी के derivation पे ये based है, okay. So this derivation is not. So when I, now because I want to make my Ez 0, so I will take the second equation there. So when I take the second equation there, now we can do it pretty fast. So my first term will not be there because my Ex is 0. So I will have Ez, which is 0, is equal to I over omega by C whole square minus kx square and I omega del bx by del y of a1 cos kyy plus a2 sin kyy into, I will have a minus sign here, a3 kz cos kzz. Is it okay? हाँ जी, हाँ क्यों? That's right, she's right. So we will not have kz term. So there also we will not have kz term. Now I differentiate this with respect to y. So when I differentiate, again you see here that now my Ez is 0 at, I want to evaluate at y is equal to 0, okay. But now my z component will not be 0. My z component will not be 0. So definitely A3 will not be 0 in this case. A3 is not equal to 0 in this case, okay. So I can write here straightforward that some constant, this I treat it as a constant C, del, and it becomes minus a1 ky sin kyy plus ky a2 cos kyy. So now from here I can straightforward see that my sin ky is 0 for y is equal to 0, but cos ky is not 0. So I am forced to choose that a2 is also equal to 0. Okay, is it clear? A2 is also equal to 0. So we have calculated now two constants, and now here now this is 0. Okay, so I have here a1 cos kyy and a3 cos kzz. This is Bx. So now I have evaluated both y and z field at the 0 point. Now I need to evaluate at the end point of this waveguide on both the coordinates. So for doing that, I will come to the third boundary condition. So third boundary condition is that Ey is 0 at z is equal to b and y varying from 0 to a. This is the third boundary condition. So now if you wonder that why we are always choosing Ey 0, okay, you can see that at z is equal to b, Ey is the normal component, and from the boundary condition at the conductor normal component of electric field will always be 0. Okay. So now we can again do the same exercise. So if I do that, again I have Ey should be 0. So I will consider the first term as some constant c, okay, and then the first term is 0 because Ex is 0. So I have del over del z Bx. So I have del over del z. Now my Bx is a1 cos kyy a3 cos kzz. Is it okay? So again this first term will not be 0. A1 is not equal to 0. A1 cos kyy is not equal to 0 for this particular case. Okay. So A3, now I differentiate this. So I have C A1 cos kyy and I have minus kz A3 sin kzz. This is not equal to 0. Okay, this is not equal to 0. Now at z is equal to b, okay, if this constant is not equal to 0, I am not sure what the value is, but at least sin kzb should be equal to 0. Okay, sin kzb should be 0 to ensure that this whole equation is equal to 0. Okay, because the moment I choose A3 0, then there is no z component. So I cannot assume A3 0 here. Okay, so I assume that A3 is not equal to 0. Is it clear? First term is definitely not equal to 0 because I am trying to evaluate Ey at the z interface. So along the y interface will be the tangential interface. So there will be y component. So this component is not 0. But this component should be 0 because my equation on the left hand side I have 0. So I cannot have A3 0, so I force my sin kzb is equal to 0. Okay. So I write that sin kzb is equal to 0, or I can write that kzb is equal to n pi, where n is an integer. Okay, n is an integer going from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So I get kz is equal to n pi by b. I get kz is equal to n pi by b. Okay, so I get one thing, that kz, I will write down here, kz is equal to n pi by b. So now my equation becomes here n pi by b into z. Okay. Now similarly, from the fourth boundary condition, I can calculate that ky is m pi by a. Okay. Similar arguments I can calculate for fourth boundary condition. I take Ez and I apply the same argument, and I can calculate that ky is equal to m pi by a. So here I have, so this equation now is like this: a1 a3 cos m pi by a into y and cos n pi by b into z. Okay, this is my Bx, this is the solution. Okay, but this is a travelling wave solution, this is Bx. So now we will go back. So I now call a1 a3 as some constant a. I call this constant a. So now my travelling wave solution, my magnetic field vector, which is a propagating vector, will have a form a cos, or I will write a e to the power I kxx, okay, kxx, and then the whole constant cos m pi by a into y cos m pi by b into z e to the power I omega t. Right, this is the whole, I have separated this. This is the amplitude term. Okay, this whole thing is the amplitude term, this one, and this is the time varying term. Now this I know, I am 100% sure this will have a sine or cosine like variation. So I will have a plus, that is movement along the positive x direction, also along the negative x direction. Okay. So if I assume that a plus is the amplitude of wave along plus x direction, and a minus is amplitude of wave along minus x direction. Okay, and I can write that a plus is equal to minus a minus. The amplitude should be equal. Okay, so I can rewrite this equation, this equation as this Bx as Bx yz is equal to a plus e to the power minus I k xx. यदि आपको ट्रैवलिंग वेव सोल्यूशन याद हो तो आपको पता है कि नेगेटिव साइन ऑलवेज इंडिकेट द पॉजिटिव एक्स डायरेक्शन. ओके, प्लस a minus e to the power I k x into this term, into this whole term, whatever is there. Okay, now this is my Bx. Now I need to satisfy that Ey is again 0 at x is equal to, oh I removed that diagram. So the diagram looked like this. This is x is equal to 0 and x is equal to d. Okay. So, I need to ensure that my Ey is again 0 at x is equal to 0 and x is equal to d, right. So, when I do that, I will take Ey again. I will now, this is the fifth boundary condition. Okay. So, to solve this fifth boundary condition, here I can write that this is minus a plus e to the power I k x. I can write here because I have written that a plus is equal to minus of a minus. So, I will just simplify this equation. So, I will have bx yz is equal to minus 2I sin kxx cos m pi by a into y and cos n pi by b into z into the time varying term. Okay. So, now I say that Ey is 0, Ey is 0 at x is equal to 0 for y greater than 0 less than a. Okay. So, now I again take that term and I substitute this value, I again take that term, okay, and I substitute this value of bx. So, I get Ey which is 0 is equal to some constant term c, all these things will a1, a2, here I will have a term 2a plus also minus 2a plus I. Okay. So, all these things will become constant, I will not take this as constant, okay, because now x I have to put 0, okay. So, you can see the moment I put x is equal to 0, the whole thing becomes 0. Whether this is 0 or non-zero, I do not bother, but the moment I put x is equal to 0, the whole stuff goes to 0. So, first boundary condition is okay, okay. So, now I come to the second boundary condition that Ey is 0 at x is equal to d for x is equal to d for y varying from 0 to a. Now, in this case, this is not 0, these two terms are not 0. So, if this equation has to be 0, then this sin kxx should be equal to 0, only that is the possibility, okay. I cannot say that a plus is 0, amplitude I cannot set 0. So, I will write that sin kxd is 0. That is the only probability, I am only left with only this solution. So, I have kxd is equal to some integer L into pi, where L is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, it is an integer. So, what I get? I get k is equal to L pi by d. I get k is equal to kx is equal to L pi by d, okay. So, now I have a complete solution. Now, again I can write here, is it clear? This step is clear, that kx is equal to L pi by d, and I again assume that this whole thing is a constant, okay, some constant. So, I will write that this is equal to some b naught, okay, into sin L pi by d into x into this, okay. Is it clear? Now, I go to find the effective propagation constant, the wave vector. I can write that the wave vector k is equal to k square is equal to kx square, or sorry, it is better to write it like this, that k is equal to kx I, here it is a unit vector, okay, do not get confused with the I there, kx I plus kyj plus kzk, okay. So, I can write that k is equal to modulus of k is equal to under root of L pi by d whole square plus m pi by a whole square plus n pi by b whole square. Okay. And I know that omega 2 pi f is equal to c into modulus of k. Okay. So, I can write that f 0 or FLMN, this is the resonant frequency of the LMN mode of the rectangular cavity resonator, is 1 upon 2 pi under root mu into epsilon relative permittivity into this whole term L pi by d whole square plus m pi by a whole square plus n pi by b whole square. Okay. So, this is the resonant. So, we are interested in finding out this term. So, now you can choose your LMN. Okay. You can choose your LMN the way you want to. Okay. And do not keep both m and n simultaneously 0. Do not put the same condition which we had in waveguide, because if your L is the direction of propagation, then other two indices should not be 0 simultaneously. If L is the direction of propagation, if x is the direction of propagation, then m and n should not be 0 simultaneously. If m is the direction of propagation, then L and n should not be 0 simultaneously. Okay. So, this you should always, because then there will not be any propagation, you will not be able to propagate any mode within the waveguide. Okay. So, this was all about rectangular cavity resonators, and I believe that with this your third unit is finished, but we will discuss little bit more on modes, mode patterns, how mode patterns are generated, and what are different kind of modes in cutoff frequency of these rectangular cavity resonators. Okay. So, maybe